5 o'clock if everybody's ready. Okay, 5 o'clock, Monday, October 18th, 2021. We have roll call is Selectman Eric Eaton. And after each thing, Eric, you have to say yes, where we're on Zoom, like here or whatever.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Mackenzie Jewett.
Here.
Myself, Jamie Thurlow. Town Manager Jesse Dunbar.
Here.
And did I see Katie? Yes, Town Clerk Katie Danduran, who's muted, but she's here.
I'm here.
Okay. Adoption of agenda. Is there anything anyone would like to change? We should do absences too. Howdy called and said he would not be making it this evening. And then Kevin called right before the meeting and had an emergency he had to tend to. So so he couldn't make this evening's meeting either.
I'll make a motion to excuse Howdy Goodwin and Kevin Bug from tonight's meeting.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to excuse Kevin Buck and Howdy Goodwin from tonight's meeting. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
myself is yes. I have to get used to this again. It's been a while.
We're rusty.
Yeah, I know. Public hearing. We have a general assistance ordinance. And Jesse, do you want to explain the changes? I know they're just minor things on there.
Yeah, they're just changes that the state puts out, Maine Municipal puts out every year, an update to the changes. And legally, the board has to adopt those changes. You guys approved them at the September 18th, 20th meeting. And you just had to schedule this public hearing. That was advertised in the September 30th edition of the Islander.
Okay, thank you. So let's pull the public hearing to order at 5:03. Is there any discussion on this? And there should be a button that someone can hit if they want to flag or something, if they want to speak, right, Jesse?
Mhm.
Yep. All right, seeing no discussion, we will close the public hearing on the general assistance ordinance.
I'll make a motion to confirm the annual amendment of appendices A through H of the general assistance ordinance.
Second.
And moved and seconded to confirm the annual amendment of appendices A through H of the general assistance ordinance. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
myself is yes. Okay, next we have the approval of minutes. We have the minutes from October 4th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of October 4th, 2021.
Second.
And moved and seconded to approve the minutes from October 4th, 2021. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
myself is yes. And on the warrant list, I didn't get that, Jesse. That in, I just happen to think it's not in my packet. I don't know whether it,
It was in the email this afternoon.
okay, let me just see if I can bring it up real quick.
Yep.
Okay, yep, all the way at the bottom.
Yep.
All right, we have warrants. We have warrant 38 for $9,654.99. 39 for $127,781.05. 40 for $74,736.09. 41 for $10,020.55. And 42 for $15,663.42.
I'll make a motion to approve the warrants 38 through 42.
I'll second.
And moved and seconded to approve warrants 38 through 42. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
myself is yes. Okay, next we have committee appointments. The first committee is the Library Board of Trustees. And we have, for that, we just have the 2 applicants, correct?
Correct. 2 seats open and 2 applicants.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to appoint Melinda Rice Shund to the seat on the Library Board of Trustees expiring June 30th, 2023.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to appoint Melinda Rice Sloan to the seat on the Library Board of Trustees expiring June 30th, 2023. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
myself is yes.
And it looks like Melinda just joined
Oh, okay.
as you were making that motion.
Yes, I can see her now. All right, so and then there's one more seat.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll
make,
make a motion to appoint Esther Jacobs to the seat on the Library Board of Trustees expiring June 30th, 2023.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to appoint Esther Jacobs to a seat on the Library Board of Trustees expiring June 30th, 2023. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and myself is yes. All right, next is the comprehensive task force. We have 1 seat with term expiring June 30th, 2023. And
Can I add something to that?
yes, yep,
Mark reminded me today that the bylaws for the comprehensive plan are written so that if a member is unexcused 2 or more times, they're automatically removed from the board. There's no resignation or anything like that. They just automatically are removed.
Mhm.
So he wanted to remind me that at their last meeting, they had the second unexcused for David Campbell and Howdy. So
okay,
that technically there's 3 seats, although one of them is a select board seat.
Yep.
For Howdy.
and what is Jed's position? What is his person at large, or do you know what
I
his title was?
believe so. Yep. I'll double check, but I believe so.
All
Just
right,
believe he is an at-large member.
Yeah, I think so.
okay. I just want to get it correct here. And we had 2 applicants. We got one late at the last meeting. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jesse, and then one withdrew. And then we've had 2 late applicants that just were in an email. It's not in the packet, but it's in
Correct.
our email today. I don't know if
That's
everyone's seen that, but
That's correct.
okay. Eric, did you see there's 2 more applicants?
I haven't seen the new applicants, no.
Okay.
Who are they?
There's, oh, I'll let Jesse.
It is Mike Hayes. And I believe it was Vanessa. Vanessa Millay. Yeah, Vanessa Millay.
I know it's kind of hard when we keep getting these applications. I'm happy that people are applying for the positions. It's great, but should we put some sort of a deadline on so we stop getting these at like Monday right before our meeting? I mean, it's hard to have, to really think it out properly or anything if you don't have a deadline on it. If we put it like for when we set the agenda or something like that, just so it's in our packet. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I don't think, I mean, like last meeting, we were kind of in the same boat and we decided to put it off just because, I mean, I did see them, I skimmed over them quickly, but I haven't really had a chance to wrap my head around everything. So I would be okay putting this off until next meeting again, which stinks because we just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. But it does give us some time to actually read the applications and kind of get.
Yep.
Yeah.
And maybe we'd
If-
have a full board also. Maybe we'd all.
if Eric hasn't even seen them yet, then I think that
Yeah.
it's best to, if we just pause it, but can we put a deadline on it, Jesse, just so that this doesn't happen again? I just.
Yep. Do you want to just do the deadline for the packet, which is Wednesday?
Yes,
before the-
Yep, before the meeting, that would be great. And
Yep.
hopefully we have more people apply. It's great that people are applying. I don't want to slow people down from doing that.
Yeah.
It's hard for us when we get them, last second.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to table this then until next meeting? This one appointment, or no, actually, we have 3 appointments now. There's 3.
I'll make a motion to table the appointments for the comprehensive plan task force until the next meeting, which is, what's the date of the next meeting?
November 8th.
November 8th, 2021.
Second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to table the comprehensive plan task force committee seats until our next meeting, which is November 8th. This is any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and myself is yes. All right, next we have financial reports.
All right. So in September, we received an additional 49,000 in property taxes. And looking at if you just look at FY22 tax bills, that brings total collections up to 90% of commitment, which is ahead of pace for all recent years. We also received 47,000 in motor vehicle excise tax, which is slightly ahead of pace of the budgeted amount at 27%. Plumbing fees, building permit fees are continuing to increase ahead of budget. We received 2,374 in building permit fees, which is 62% of the budget for the year, and just over $1,000 in plumbing permits, which is 63% of the budget amount for the year. So they're right on pace with each other, exceeding the budgeted amount. In the wharf fund, we collected just over 21,000 in wharf use permit fees. And in the harbor fund, we collected 1,255 in transient float fees, which brings our transient float fees up to 192% of the amount budgeted for the year. And you'll also notice in transfers from other sources, you'll see we did receive our first payment from the ARPA COVID relief funds, which was just over 84,000. The second payment will be distributed at this time next year. Under expenses, a couple things worth pointing out. In administration, our budget is running slightly under budget. It's had a couple large expenses, including the first half of our audit expense at just over 5,500. And attorney's fees were 6,105 for the month, bringing that to 60% of the budgeted amount. That's due to the ongoing planning board meetings and the November 2nd ballot questions. Public Works is running right around the budgeted amount, 25% of budget. You'll see the expenses for the salt sand shed paving project, as well as the roadwork projects on Dodge Point and Hodgson Road. And we had some outside repairs for radio work on trucks 3 and 9, new radio in the case, and $2,800 for a new lifting piston on truck 1. In both, in this Wharf, Harbor, and Steel Cove, expenses were routine, nothing unexpected. And in the library fund, you'll see the expense of $9,700 for the landscaping project that was completed in the front of the new addition. And under general ledger, municipal revenue sharing, we received 9,900 in revenue sharing in September. And I still anticipate we will be on track to receive well above the budgeted amount for FY22. And other than that, there was no significant changes to the general ledger accounts.
Okay, thank you, Jesse.
I'll make a motion to accept the July 2021 through September 2021 financial reports.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the July 2021 through September 2021 financial reports. Or any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie? Yeah. Eric?
Yes.
And myself is yes. Now we have regular business. First thing is the Tremont Rec Board. We've talked about this at a couple meetings ago, and step in, Jesse, if you anything you'd like to add. But we were hoping that they could pull together a meeting and actually get some stuff figured out. And I don't believe that they were able to do so. I believe only one member, if is that correct, showed up. So
Yep.
They have not been able to meet.
Correct. It's something you all heard the chair was concerned about. So you guys had asked me to be in on facilitating the meeting and seeing how it went. I did send out an email a week or so before the meeting asking who would be attending. At that time, I only got one reply that said she would be attending the meeting. She did in fact attend the meeting. The day of the week prior to the meeting, I ran into another member, told him about the meeting. He said he wasn't aware of it. So I informed him again at that time. He did not show up. And then another one, I emailed the day of the meeting. He replied back and said he wasn't aware of it. And he did not show up. So we had one member show up at 5:30. We stayed until 5:50, and then as we were leaving, we did have another member drive in at that time. But either way, it wouldn't have been enough for a quorum to hold the meeting.
So I don't even know what the what the next steps are. Do you guys want to wait for a full board to discuss the longevity of what's going to happen with the rec board, or do you want to, whatever you guys think?
Seems like it's been ongoing that they haven't been able to pull a meeting, so and we can't put out open chairs out, for applicants, because there's technically still people filling those chairs. So I don't really know how to proceed. Do we terminate the rec board and then start a new one at some point, or?
Yeah, so the way their bylaws are written, they physically are supposed to send a letter of resignation if they miss meetings. They're not automatically off, such as the comp plan. At your last meeting, the chair had, asked whether or not you guys would consider removing the members that hadn't shown up to meetings. And I spoke with Maine Municipal Legal Counsel, and their advice, which is in my memo, is that you not remove members, but to just dissolve the rec board and wait and see if there was an interest to start it again. If so, you could look at amending the bylaws to perhaps fewer members, so it's easier to get a quorum, or anything like that. But that was their recommendation.
Now, I'd love to see a well-functioning rec board. It's great to have, but I don't know how we go about it. I guess the only thing I can think of is like you had said, is just would be to eliminate the rec board, do away with it, draw up some new bylaws so that there can be less members, less people to attend, and whatever else we need to do, and maybe we can try it again. I don't know. It's too bad either way.
Are there 4 or 5 positions? Currently,
Yeah, it's 5 now.
Five.
you almost
Yeah, if
have
we had,
4.
yeah, if we did it 4 and then there had to be, or 3, or I mean, whatever would work, I guess. I don't know what would work.
The problem is you can't get 3 right now, so.
Yeah, we'd have to, if we dissolved it and then we had people that were actually interested in doing it when we put the bids
Right.
back out, then hopefully those people would actually come and show up.
Right.
Because right now we just can't replace people that think they want to be on it but aren't actually being a part of it. So
Right.
I'm not opposed to going that route.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've been going through this for a long time and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. And I mean, it seems that she's tried and tried and tried and is banging her head against the wall. So I think maybe dissolving it right now, and then maybe somebody will knock on the door and be like, hey, we want to start a rec board again.
Right.
You guys want to wait for the other guy's input as well, or are you comfortable with making the decision?
I think I'm okay making the decision tonight. I mean, I think we've talked about this a lot
Yeah.
all together, so I don't think that this will be a big surprise to anybody.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys said.
I think everyone's on the same page with this, for sure. If they haven't been able to pull a meeting together, and has it been over a year? I mean, it's been a long time, so I don't think there's an issue terminating the board.
And so if we dissolve the rec board at this time, and then we should, and just in my opinion, if we get another set of bylaws written up so that we can, something that might work easier, less people, whatever, and then like Eric said, advertise it, and hopefully people that would like to be on it, and and there be fewer members, hopefully it can still work.
All right, I'll make a motion to dissolve the rec board, the Tremont rec board. I don't know what else I need to say to that.
You want a
That's-
date like as of today?
As of today, what's the date? The 18th, October 18th, 2021.
Second,
And moved and seconded to dissolve the Tremont Recreation Board as of today, the 18th of October, 2021. Is there any discussion?
I just have a quick question.
Yep.
Other than the vending machine, which is coming up next, the rec board, there's no more ice skating rink. They don't have any other projects sort of
No,
going. right?
you'll need to amend the community building rules,
Okay,
because it leaves it up to the rec board. So we'll just have to amend that document.
all right.
All right, all those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
myself is yes. All right, next thing on the agenda is the vending machine, which kind of ties together with the rec board.
Yes.
About the same issue.
So at your last meeting, you had requested input from, I believe, the Harbor Committee, and hoping the rec board would make a decision if they met in October. So as we just discussed, they did not meet. The Harbor Committee did discuss it at their meeting, September 30th, and they said they didn't really care either way if it stayed or went. They were under the impression when they agreed to it that the rec board would be in charge of it and administering, everything to do with it. And that if it was falling to the harbor master or the town employees in general, that was not what they thought was going to happen. But they didn't care either way, whatever the rec board wanted to do.
And then there's 2 vending machines, correct? One at the ferry terminal, is that ours?
No, that one's not ours, just the one at the town wharf.
And it doesn't really produce much, huh?
No, it ends up costing about $500 a year, and that doesn't take into account the cost of running the power to it, which I believe was over $1,000. So it has not made any money, that's for sure.
Yes, it doesn't seem like it gets used a lot, and if we don't have anyone to tend to it, then we should let Pepsi take it back.
And once again, if we have a fully functioning rec board and they decide they want to have it in there again to try to raise money, then I would be all for it if they were going to take care of it. But I agree at this time. I think it's best just to have it removed for now.
I'll make a motion to authorize the town manager to remove the vending machine located at the town wharf.
A second.
And moved and seconded to authorize the town manager to remove the vending machine located on the town wharf. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
myself is yes. All right, next is the pole barn bid specs. We had talked about this a couple times over the last year, beside the town garage, putting a pole barn in, and then there were some other ideas of adding on to the end of the building with like a shed roof and a bunch of different ideas just to make more room where that tarp building is there, that cover it building is now.
Yeah, the prices of lumber is still pretty high.
Yep.
And I would think that we would want to wait on that because it's not critical. We don't absolutely need it this winter, right?
No.
Let's wait on it, I think.
That's what I thought. I think if you push it off until spring, then hopefully these lumber prices go down just a hair, and then also we need to have time, to look at a few different options too.
Right. Yeah.
So
So do you need a motion on that, Jesse?
Yeah, if you want to make the motion to just hold off on it until spring of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to postpone the pole barn bid specifications to spring.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to put the pole barn project on hold until spring, and we'll talk about it again then. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and myself is yes. All right, next is the Dix Point Road reconstruction. That was one road that we had spoken about before, was kind of next on the list. I'm not sure if it was the next one or what. I think at the time we felt like that it was going to be the next one that needed some serious work done to it.
Yep. Yeah, so you previously in the FY22 budgeted 140,000 for that project. So that's currently sitting in the Dix Point Road budget line for completion in FY22. There is, in my memo, I mentioned the stream crossing, which I believe Chris mentioned last year as well. It depends how big of a project you want to do. If it's something you want to look at reconstructing that stream crossing, then we would apply for that grant. If you're thinking more of just, resurfacing the road and leaving that the way it is. I'm not sure what the prior discussions were when you arrived at the 140,000 for it. The stream crossing grant does have a deadline of November 16th to apply for that grant.
I think when we had discussed it before, I know it went back and forth. We all were concerned with the base on that road. I know Howdy had mentioned that he was concerned with the base on what's underneath there, whether it's clay or how far you want to dig into it. And I mean, obviously, it could be a can of worms if you dig if you dig too deep into it. So
yeah,
I mean, that's kind of Howdy's thing. You guys want to wait and get his input on that? Because he had a few ideas, or just Eric, do you have anything for?
I don't know enough about the history
Yeah.
for the Dix Point Road, so I would feel better having some more input on it before I made a decision.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I want to do, but it's just how far you go with it. Do you, you obviously don't want to just skim the top, but you don't want to dig and replace all of the base. So it's got to get a happy medium there somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind tabling that until our next meeting.
Because that would be a next summer project anyhow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Besides the grant, right? The grant is by the 16th.
Yep.
So-
Yeah.
We still would have time, right? Our next meeting's the 8th.
8th. Yep. So I can just proceed on preparing the application for the grant and then
Okay.
wait
Okay.
until after the 8th to submit it.
So what's that grant really do? Is it just where the water travels through and they'll pay for the new culvert or some of the work around it?
Right. Yep. So they're going to want to probably a open bottom, I would guess. Culvert is what DMR would recommend. From what I see in the file, they had said it was a significant impediment to fish passage. It's flowing fine, but I'm guessing fairly small for what it should be. I'm guessing the reason it was flagged by DMR as being an issue.
So that could be, I mean, potentially 10% of our work there, or something like that. It's a percentage of the road that would be not out of our pocket. So there's
right. Yeah.
definitely something to push forward on that if we know the road's something we want to do. But yeah, I would still like to get a little bit more input from Howdy and whoever else wants to talk about it and go from there.
I know. Could we have the town engineer take a look at it, or is he going to want to drill test holes and go that route? I didn't know if he.
Yeah, I can have a conversation with him and see.
Okay. Just so he had his input for the next meeting as well. Like, so if we do make our decision the next meeting, then if you have the paperwork ready for this grant, then we could go with it.
Yep.
Try to get.
I'll make a motion to table the Dix Point Road reconstruction decision
Second, till next meeting.
till next meeting. Which is
Been
November.
moved and seconded to postpone to table the Dix Point Road reconstruction until next meeting. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and myself is yes. All right, now we have regular, just plain road reconstruction.
Yeah, so I don't know if you may want to just table this one too to get input from Kevin and Howdy, but just working on the FY23 budget, and budgeting if you're gonna repair any roads in FY23. If you want me to look at anticipated costs for that budget for any roads that you think may need to be repaired next on the list.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine just tabling it because I really can't think of anything. I mean, that's urgent is like the Dix Point is, and
Right.
Hodgson Road got down. That was a mess. So they did a
Yep.
very good job on that too. And we tackled some of the worst ones. So
Yeah.
Oh, I'll motion to table, what is it, the road repairs till next meeting, November 8th.
second, or if I didn't know if you did, Mackenzie, I couldn't hear you. It's been moved and seconded to table the road reconstruction discussion until our next meeting, November 8th. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and myself is yes. All right, next is property tax reevaluation for FY24. Jesse, I'll let you discuss that.
Yep. So the last time we had a complete revaluation was in 2008. And I know Chris had started talking with RJD about a possible revaluation. And I talked with Matt, one of our assessors, a month or two ago. He said he'd get me an updated quote to the one he had provided Chris prior. And so that quote was in your packet, the proposal. And in speaking with him, he did say that they were having their slots fill up fairly quickly for revals. You do not, when it comes to budgeting for it, you won't need to budget the full 82,000 for FY23 because there's a payment schedule in the proposal. So when it comes to budget time, we'd figure out what amount exactly you need. You certainly could budget the full amount. If you budget partial, you'll be locked in pretty much to budget for the next year. But he said if you guys want to proceed with doing a reval, the sooner we can let them know and sign the proposal, the better, to make sure that they can actually do it with the proposed schedule they've provided. And again, this would be for fiscal year. They refer to it as tax year 2024. So they would begin, I believe it was next fall or this spring. I believe it was this spring. I believe when I talked to him, he had said I think it was the first 3 payments would occur in FY23.
Okay. Yeah, it says a schedule, just no date on here that I could see.
Yeah, I think it was when I was talking with Matt. I think it was this spring, but it's a fairly lengthy process.
Yeah, it needs to be done for sure, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're definitely due here.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Yeah, especially if times are filling up already, then we
Yeah.
might as well get on the board to do it. Like you said, with the payment schedule, the way it's arranged here on the last page of our packet. you can see that it will be broken down over time. So as
Yep.
they complete the project,
Correct. Yep.
more than fair.
I still don't see this payment schedule.
It's
on
on
the-
page 3 in the,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, okay, yep. I didn't, yeah, okay.
it just says percentages. There's no dollar amounts in there.
Right, that's what I was looking for.
Yep.
I will motion to authorize the town manager to accept and sign the proposal from RJD Appraisals for the 2024 tax revaluation.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to authorize the town manager to accept and sign the proposal from RJD Appraisals for the 2024 tax reevaluation. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes,
and myself is yes. All right, next we have the town manager's report.
All right, so major emphasis in the last 2 weeks has been FY23 budget work and planning board preparations. I've been conducting several LPI inspections, met with residents concerning tree removal, discussion with the assessor about the reval. The internet technician visited a couple times for some minor computer issues we were having. A rec board follow-up and attending the rec board meeting. Tons of planning board emails, phone calls related to their meeting last week. I sent the general assistance report to the state for September. I met with the Hancock County Planning Commissioner planner about the stream crossing grant for Dix Point. I attended the planning board meeting. I attended the snowplow driver meeting for the winter, prepared the financial reports, tracked our tax receipting, did agenda prep, phone call with the library board chair, packet prep, received an estimate on replacing our emergency lights in the town office. They're no longer functioning. They've outlived their useful life. And I had my check-in with Kevin. The office staff has been busy with absentee ballots, answering election questions, tax payments, day-to-day operations, and the clerk attended a 2-day training by Zoom last week. Public Works has been busy with repairs to the Cape Road, backfilling the shoulders of the new pavement area of the Cape Road, helping the harbor master with repairs to the wharf, working on the sander for truck 9. Truck 1 was towed to Colwell's and Ellsworth for an oil leak. Both truck 1 and 2 are now at Colwell's. Truck 2 is waiting on parts, been there for a while, so we're hoping that they come in soon. Cross pipe repair on Kellytown Road, paving the area in front of the tent that did not get paved. They've put in some temporary paving that the Public Works crew did. It's developed some issues. The dirt that was left there has developed some issues with rain and becoming soft, and Troy was concerned about the snowplow this winter damaging the new pavement that was put in by the contractor where the sanders go. The harbor master installed vent visors on truck 9. He did an inspection and repair under the wharf. There were 3 broken stringers that he repaired. He spoke to Alan about the float trailer that is awaiting repairs and parts, collected wharf permits, went through the traps on the dock. He took a new lift cylinder to Caldwell's for truck 1. Met with Roy to fix remote camera viewing for the harbor. Called Gotts about the roll-off, approved hoist inspections for the wharf and the town garage, and attended the snowplow driver meeting. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to continue on budget work, prepare for the election town meeting on November 2nd, and I'll be working on that stream crossing grant that we discussed.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Jesse. Okay, suggestions for the next meeting? Date of the next meeting.
Make a motion to confirm the date of the next meeting for Monday, November 8th, 2021 at 5 PM at the town office.
Second. Yeah. Been moved and seconded to confirm the date of the next meeting for Monday, November 8th, 2021, 5 PM at the town office. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
self is yes. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, Mackenzie,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
self is yes.
All right, thank you.
All right, see
Guys.
you later,
Have a good night.
everybody.
Bye.
Everybody.
Stay healthy.
Yes.
Yes.